Hello, this is Reporter Television and I am Bethel Mikhail with the news. The House of People's Representatives on this week approved the nomination of President of the Federal Supreme Court and his deputy along with 107 newly recruited judges for federal courts. On its 37th regular session, the House approved Prime Minister Hailemariam Dassaleng's nominations of Dañe Melaku and Tsegay Asmamo as new President and Vice President of Federal Supreme Court respectively, despite some objections from the MPs who questioned the capacities of new appointees to hold the post. According to the Ethiopian constitution, the President and Vice President of the Federal Supreme Court shall be appointed by the House upon the recommendation of the Prime Minister. Dañe Melaku, who is appointed as President, has served as judge at various levels in the federal court system in Addis Ababa, including the Federal Supreme Court. The Vice President, Tsegay Asmamo, has also served as judge at various levels of courts in Tigray Regional State and Addis Ababa, including the federal and state Supreme Courts. The House has also approved the appointment of 34 judges for the Federal Supreme Court, of which 12 are female. Yonas Abi reported that the House has also endorsed one nominee, Mimir Tagabu, under the Qamant identity, the first since the Qamant identity issues has been decided and it has been recognized as one nationality in Ethiopia. Similarly, most of the newly appointed judges are composed of young judges starting from the age 25. Ethiopia and Kenya announced on Thursday that both agreed to build oil pipeline infrastructure that stretched from Kenyan port Lamu to Addis Ababa via Moyale and Hawassa. The deal was announced at the State House in Nairobi after a bilateral meeting between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Prime Minister Hailemariam Dassaleng. The new deal has also come after a month after Uganda abandoned a similar deal that would have seen her export oil through Kenya. According to the two governments, the new pipeline to be launched in December will move from Nakuru to Addis Ababa. Kenya signed the deal with Ethiopia on the construction of a pipeline through two routes from Lamu to Addis Ababa. During Thursday's talks, Kenya and Ethiopia agreed on the establishment of a Joint Railway Commission and Project Coordination Committee to help with the implementation of the bilateral agreement signed in March 2012 in Nairobi. The agreements relate to cooperation in oil and gas sector, health, sports, cross-border cooperation in animal health and sanitary measures, and education. Kenyatta said two leaders will meet twice a year to review the implementation of agreements. Ministers will be meeting quarterly while the technical team will meet every month to ensure progress. Hailemariam, on his part, said from here, implementation are the top three things that we will focus on. The two agreed to explore possibilities of launching a joint Grand Kenya-Ethiopia Marathon to promote cultural cooperation and sports tourism. Hailemariam invited Kenyatta for a state visit to Ethiopia in the context of second high-level biennial commission in the first half of 2018. Kenyatta and Hailemariam reaffirmed their commitment to work together on areas of mutual benefit and cooperation in migration, information and media, customs, trade, civil aviation and energy. The House of People's Representative has appointed on Tuesday Deputy Prime Minister Dammaqe Mokonnon as Chairman of Population and Housing Census Commission along with 23 members. Upon Prime Minister Hailemariam Dassaleng's nomination, the House has approved the appointment in accordance with the Proclamation number 449/97, providing for the re-establishment of Census Commission. The appointed 23 members of the Commission, which was endorsed by majority vote, include several senior government officials, most of whom hold ministerial status in the incumbent executive body. The fastest growing airline in Africa, Ethiopian Airlines, is contemplating to establish its fourth hub in Central Africa, most likely in the Democratic Republic of Congo. At the Africa Cargo Summit held on June 21st till the 22nd at Sheraton Addis, Ethiopian Airlines Group CEO Tewolde ገብረማርያም revealed his management's plan to establish the airline's fourth hub in Central Africa. Tolde said that as a part of Ethiopian 15-year growth strategy, dubbed Vision 2025, the airline is implementing a multi-hub strategy. Tolde said that his management is in the process to form the fourth hub in Central Africa and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Kale Jesus Bakala reported that Ethiopian today serves 93 international and 21 domestic destinations with 78 aircrafts with an average flight fleet of 5 years, transports 7.6 million passengers and 350 tons of cargo. The Ethiopian Aviation Group has 7 strategic business units: the Ethiopian International, Domestic, Ethiopian Express, MRO, Cargo, Aviation Academy, Ground Handling, and Catering. The Aviation Group has more than 10,000 employees. Ethiopian has 1,330 weekly flights and 200 daily departures. The Ethiopian Airports Enterprise, EAE, is seeking a new proclamation that would enable it to play a leadership role in airport operations and improve the quality of service it provides to customers. This was disclosed this week when members of the House of People's Representative Transport Affairs Standing Committee visited the enterprise. Tedros Dawit, CEO of EAE, told MPs that the Ethiopian Airports Enterprise plans to become the leading airport service provider in Africa by 2025. To attain its vision, the enterprise is enhancing its capacity by building new airports and expanding the existing ones. Tedros said the enterprise wants to improve the quality of service we provide to customers, work with many stakeholders, and bring out the required change service delivery all by itself. EAE works with, among others, airlines, service providers, customs, immigration and security authorities. However, Tedros said that the critical role of EAE is misunderstood and underestimated by most stakeholders. According to the CEO, the EAE has presented the proposal to the Board of Directors of the enterprise and the Ministry of Transport. However, he said that the enterprise needs a proclamation that would be endorsed by the House of People's Representative. The chairman of the Standing Committee for Transport's Affairs, Kamil Ahmed, assured Tedros that the committee would extend the required assistance to the enterprise. As Kamil puts it, there is nothing that could not be rectified in this country. What you need to do is prepare a convincing proposal for the enactment of the new proclamation. During a joint press conference held this week, 2 major opposition parties, the Blue Party and the Ethiopian Federal Democratic Unity Forum, MEDREC, rejected a report released by Ethiopia's Human Rights Commission. The report, which was presented before the House of People's Representatives 2 weeks ago, says that the security forces have used proportional measures to control the massive protest witnessed in Oromia regional state of Ethiopia. The report also specifies the number of casualties to be 173. However, both MEDREC and Blue claim that they have confirmed from independent sources that the number of casualties that was reported by the Commission is deliberately reduced by half, asserting that the death toll is over 333 people and all were killed by security forces. The Joint Press Commune read that this commission was employed just to cover up the illegal killings of peaceful protesters and denied its independence. Veteran opposition leader Beyene Petros, who is current chairman of MEDREC, urged the government to facilitate an independent investigation into the political unrest and to determine whether the security forces have used excessive force during the 4-month-long protest held across several zones of Oromia regional state. As Yamana Nagash reported, the parties also downplayed the report, saying that the investigation of the commission should not have been limited to 4 zones, while the conflict ranged in 19 zones and 178 waradas in both regions. All in all, the joint press statement rejected the overall report and urged that it tried to legitimize the illegal activities. That was all for today. Thank you for watching. For detailed information and exclusive interviews, make sure to go to our website, thereporterethiopia.com.